So yeah, like going back to the start of, you loved Megan? No, you didn't. I have loved this girl with all my heart. Hang on. Is this her? Is this her saying this or this Alex Collier? Shit, I don't even know. Hang on. On this day, blah, 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 blah. Link to all of his his probably reply. Love this long girl. I supported her and brought her to the front stage. I helped publish her book, designed the cover as she wanted it, and formatted it for publication. Very enthusiastically, with love. I introduced her to all influential people I knew. I brought the wolf into the sheep's house. I could not rewind time. Girl. And that whole time that you helped her make this fucking book, you didn't go, well, Valnek's gay and he's got a husband. That didn't occur to you until after Megan started going off the rail, or what? Anyway, I think that's enough for me from today. I just want to get this over with. I talked about it a little on my Telegram. I remember making a voice clip about this, but I just can't remember when. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope this makes some sense. I'm tired now, and I'm going to have breakfast. I mean, at this point, for me, I'm just waiting for these people to actually speak for themselves, this higher society. Whoever was in that ship that I saw in 2017 above my building, you know, I think that's what we need to wait for. Yeah. But please, please don't send her to go speak to them, because she didn't even warn people about the jabs. Come on now. So I don't know if that's because these beings did that, right? As it talks about in here, like they've done before. Pretty much everything down to fertility. Where is that post? Let's go see if I can read that to you. I said, can't you see? I think that's on the longest time. Let's see. Pretty sure it is. Oh, I wrote it in a post though, didn't I? Yes, I did. Let me see here. Right, from the longest time. This is the description. Okay. Doing well. Okay, the gods of Eden. I talk more in this about the custodian influence that is talked about in the book The Gods of Eden, and how these beings are still manipulating and controlling the narratives today, even within and especially within the UFO community, involving aliens and ETs. I do talk about David Wilcock in this video, and talk about the connection between Archangel Michael and the custodians. Thank you very much for watching and sharing your love and support with me in the comments. I hope you enjoy the video. I know sometimes it's difficult to control the emotions when it comes to this whole cosmic con, as I struggle myself with that. But try your hardest to see the bigger picture and do your best to put those feelings aside. Please pray for David Wilk. He's not doing good. And I explained that in the longest time, that his Archangel Michael character was most likely a custodian, which it talks about in this book, how the archangels are custodians. Right, David isn't the only one. Many of them have been affected. This is why there is so much war and non-unity in the community. It explains Elena DANAAN's relationship with Thorhan and her behavior. It explains the behavior of Corey Good as well. I tried to seriously warn them all many times. They ignored me. I had to fight off this kind of custodian Anunnaki influence. That was about the Culling, like we went over in August of 2017. That was them. I was like, can't you see? I can. The division online between men and women, the gender war in general, including transgenderism. This is divide. This is divide, confuse, control, conquer. They turn people against one another. They will turn you against yourself even. You have them turning people with money against those without, and they have started a new race war with the whole immigration and the issues that are caused by that now. In the book The Gods of Eden, it talks about lowering our population with illnesses like the jabs and COVID. This is how it is also connected to attacking our fertility. This book was written in the 90s, this one here. I said, can't you see? It's them, the Custodians. This is all by design. Read the book The Gods of Eden by William Bramley. Even religions, languages were all created by them to divide us and make us fight each other. This is why there is so much fighting in the UFO community. It all comes from the same source, the Custodians. This is why they created the New Age stuff to begin with. 5D is the mind. The mindset can be unconditional love, yes. The fifth dimension isn't unconditional love, as it was said for so long. It's the mind. In the days when I was on groups on Facebook about starseeds, this is how they control our minds and how we think. They use play on words, allegory, and symbolism. I have talked about all this for many years. Please review the video suggested below, and always read the description and comments of my videos for more information. So yeah, that was from the video The Longest Time. And of course, I called it that the longest time, but I was singing the song The Longest Time for a whole different reason. And that's irrelevant. I was singing it for Claudio. Shut up. And now I gotta go. You know, he talks about the Custodians. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah, I don't know. I've done a lot of videos on my channel, everybody. Oh shit, you couldn't even see that because I forgot to fucking share it. Where were you? Where were you this whole time? You weren't here with me. I apologize. I was reading this post here. Fucking sorry. Right here. Can't you see? 6 days ago. On The Longest Time. Now I have no idea where you were the whole time. Where did I leave you? I'm sorry. I thought I'd brought you along. But yeah, so I just read this. Okay, this is from my channel. I got a lot of videos here that I did over the years. And it sucks because people on a cell phone won't be able to see them very well. I'm not trying to be rude. Okay, look. You press oldest. I've done a lot of videos here, but for 5 years. Recurring lucid dreams, the CE5 thing, all kinds. I asked the Backstreet Boys about aliens, and then I have the actual video of me doing that. Yeah. The stages of initiation 3 years ago. Pretty sure that might have been before Matthias DeStefano. I don't know, but again, all by design. I researched the shit out of the Anunnaki. That's when Elena DANAAN 3 years ago got a hold of my research and changed her tune to the Anunnaki so that she like, oh, you're not going to be Anunnaki and go above me. It wasn't my intention anyway. But there's my Megan Rose, Elena DANAAN video. Legit deception or victims. It's got quite high views. I'm glad somebody listened. Talked about how depressing it was to remember having superpowers, not having them anymore. Oh, 3 years ago is when I found Claudio's book. And things definitely started to change then, but yeah. So we're going to oldest to newest, you know? But there's a lot of them here. So I encourage you to go back over my older stuff where I talk about a lot of stuff and I'm learning about it as we go. So if a lot of people don't know, you know, I've done in-depth dives on initiation, That's 2 years ago. I talk about the yellow, red, and blue connection, the solar colors. There's lots of stuff that I've gone over. And explained how I got to my own understanding, you know? That's how I talk about the mystic and between earth and heaven and all of that. Done some really good stuff, and it's just unfortunate a lot of people haven't seen them. 45 people only watched that one when I showed about in the initial stages of me understanding about the multiverse. I know it'll only probably ever be as cool like this to me, but yeah. That fucking middle finger picture pissed me off so much. So goddamn rude. What kind of ambassador does that? It's the first thing that I thought when I saw it. She called Ishmael Perez a mom's basement retard. She did, and then she changed it to stupid person. She can go on with herself. I'm not voting for her. So I don't know. I just wanted to go over this with you today. I don't know if, people have actually bothered to look over my channel or not, but there's lots of stuff on here that I've talked about previously in years before. And I do suggest you look into it, my previous work. Oh shit! Look at that. Lots of people have watched that. I didn't know that. That's great. I mean, it gets bad in part 2 because, I think I put him on blast for his underwear in that one. When did I do that? Oh no, I said he doesn't talk to his fans, and it's totally true. But he turned in his comments on Instagram, so maybe he'll change. We need him, not his stories. We need to hear about how incredible he is, because he is, and then other people will be inspired, to feel this way about themselves, to find the superhero within. Anyway, I'm just going to talk about him now, so I gotta go. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It went way longer than I intended it to, for sure. But I do hope it has value and you find it useful. Because I need to rest from all this. I need to take a break. I need to do something because this shit's driven me halfway crazy. I can't take it anymore. I can't listen to any more stories and all this stuff, and I don't want to. I just want to hear from the higher society itself, and I am really hoping that they will choose me. You understand? I know it's wild, but I just want to get it over with. Please, can we just talk about this, negotiate? Oh my God, I don't know. Because I said, don't vote for me, but I don't need your vote. I'm just frustrated now, I guess. I have to go. I'm probably going to edit this part out. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, everybody. I'm going to have to re-record the ending. Because, yeah. I'm a little upset that they put me through all of this. And I would have been able to do more. Alright, I have to go. I'm going to re-record the ending. Take care. Shit. Hi again. Sorry. So, I asked myself the question, why wouldn't these beings all get along, right? If they're behind David Wilcock, Megan Rose, Elena DANAAN, and it seems like each one stepping up on stage to see which one can take it the furthest. Think of it like this, because they're even in competition with each other. these higher beings. So think of it like this. One of them says, well, I got David Wilcock to go online and say that he took a bath in his own pee. And thus I got Elena DANAAN to betray Megan Rose and do this and do that and this one and that one. And etc., etc. So that's why. Because they're in competition with each other. So each one of these has a go and sees how far they can take it, like I said. How ridiculous it can get, what they can push the person to do. Okay? So I just wanted to add that part before I went out and I forgot. I'll be back. See you. Hi again. So I have one little part to add. As I was walking to the weed store, I actually got a weed with lower THC and realized that the other one that I got was too high. So now I should be a little better and not get as spaced out. So here you see Archon. Now this brings me back to Laura Eisenhower. Laura Eisenhower dealt with this, the Archon. See, everyone knows them, but just under different names. Now, what does it say about this? Because, again, it connects back to the Gods of Eden. Ah, crap, I put my book back. The Gods of Eden book. These are 7 beings. Here it is. In Gnosticism, Archons are malevolent rulers or cosmic authorities, like the Custodians, that govern, again, government, like the Custodians, the material world. Gods of Eden. That's the material world. Often seen as obstacles to spiritual enlightenment, they will do whatever they have to. They pick people that have potential to develop far and derail them purposely, like getting David Wilcock to tell everybody that he took a bath in pee and he's channeling Archangel Michael. The archangels are the same as the archons, yes, as the custodians, all the same. It says they are typically associated with the 7 classical planets and are believed to keep souls trapped in ignorance and illusion, like a romantic love story between an alien and a woman, like Thorhan, preventing them from realizing their divine origins. So they'll give you, oh yeah, you're a person from Anu, you're from the line of Anu, you're one of the Anunnaki, you're an ambassador. It's all them. It says Archons in Gnosticism and religions closely related to it are builders of the physical universe. That's at the top of the pyramid. It goes Custodians, Anunnaki, Okay? Among the Archontics, Orphites, Seth, there's also it connects to the line, and it's not biblically accurate, it's symbolic, of Cain and Abel. That's water and fire. I did a video on that a while ago. And in the Nag Hammadi library, yeah. The Archons are rulers, each related to one of the 7 planets. They prevent souls from leaving the material realm, like the prison planet. The political connotation of the name is a governmental system, again, like the government, like the Custodians, and then the outer space police, the people in the blue suits, reflects rejection of the governmental system as flawed without chance of true salvation. So all of that, even with the Bible, even with religions, they're preventing you from your true salvation. That's what it says about, I told you about how they created religions to do division and all of that, all connected. So it's the Archons of the realm within the rulers of darkness. So again, like I was saying, how this feels like hell. And so the rulers of hell would be them. We're in that age right now. This is their time to shine. So that's why they have this competitive nature. The rulers of the material realm. Okay, so again, it's the same as Custodian, or like the archangels or whatever, like these builders and protectors of humanity or whatever. But again, Corey Good knew them as the Anshar. I knew them as the Asura. All different words, same beings. As I said, I figured it out around the time of the Culling, right? When they told me about that. So I was always aware of what was going on. Even though they use your lower nature against you, they will manipulate it and torment it and do things that will promote its growth. So what they did with me is, because I'm all heart and they knew how much true love and all of that, of course, they had me with the twin flame thing for a very long time. Okay? And almost got me to take myself out with that. And like I said before in my earlier video about this, that is their main goal. That's why David Wilcock's looking so bad. They will stress you out and destroy your life after they raise you up. It's fun for them. This is how they have entertainment. Yeah. So again, altar gods right here. Again, the gods of Eden. Yeah. She was just with Laura, like she talked about the Sophia and stuff like this with Gnosticism. But it doesn't matter which path you take, they'll always be on it somewhere. It's part of the journey. It's probably one of the most difficult parts because it plays upon your ego. Yeah. So I think that's all I wanted to say about this. Corey Good, Anshar, Archangels with David, Thorhan, whatever, like Valnek is one of these. Yeah. So again, because there was this thing about trying to make me think like I was one of them, you know? So yeah. There's supposed to be 7. Claudio Nocelina's book, he put 6 of them, I think, and I thought that was strange. But yeah, I'm going to discuss a little bit more in my next part, and I will be right back. I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to say about that. The Archons and their connection with the gods of Eden, on top, government. Yeah, okay, I did. Okay, I'll be right back. Thanks for being here with me. See you in a minute. Hi again. Okay, so we are back here for a moment, and as I was saying, recalibrate, right? Okay, so November 21st, 2021, Elena received an emergency message from Thorhan, supposedly. Says, cut contact with her, don't tell her anything more, and watch her. He revealed to me that day that Valnek was never promoted to High Commander, as Megan claimed. Megan had lied to make her own intel more important than mine in a childish game of competition. I don't believe that's true. I learned that day that Valnek himself had done all he could to try to convince her to stop her mimicking, egotistical and childish game. All collapsed in my heart, the trust I had put in her, the love, the motherly support. This is all nonsense. Again, that is emotional manipulation to show like she was hurt, right? They cry out when they're lashing at you. So then it goes on to say, later on, a High Commander, Ardana, contacted me, the Galactic Federation of Worlds. See, again, authority figures, right? That's what, two individuals now. And then it goes on to say Alex Collier. I received a phone call from Alex Collier, who had just been contacted by Morane. But no, he probably just seen what she was saying online and thought, oh, fuck. And then says she, as Megan Rose, needs to recalibrate her route or she will be cut off, which is exactly what they did. So let me see if you can see this. I think you can. Yeah. I might be in the way a little bit, but I tried not to, but wherever I put myself, I'm in the way. So again, now with Alex Collier, 2 is more powerful than 1 saying something, right? So, hang on. Anyway, it's a good story, but she talks about Dark Fleet, and again, that I believe was started by Corey Goode. He's the one who started talking about that. So anyway, it's a good creation to cover her own ass, but so let's see, what was it here? Unfortunately, all the intel Megan received was indeed from the real Val Neck, and it was verified as 100% right. Yeah. In this sad story, she is the only victim. Judgment needs to be brought only upon those who used her. Yeah, that was you. Unfortunately, the agenda she carries brings confusion, promoting division, and in her spite not to have managed to become me. I really don't think that was her goal at all. I don't feel it is either. She decided to work at destroying me and all the good people with whom I am working with. She will keep on trying to grow her popularity in any way possible, spreading more lies, playing victim, and try to scatter the community in pieces as she leaves a trail of destruction after her only motivated by ego. That's exactly what I feel Elena DANAAN is doing herself. So, anyway, her Val Neck was proved innocent. Of course, he was reassigned to an undisclosed location in a different star system. Yeah. So now she claims that there's a dark entity posing as Val Neck. No, it was the same being the whole time. So I just thought we should go over this. Now I'm just going to show you that little thing with Alex Collier, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? Hi, everyone. One last time here. So what I was talking about with Alex Collier, look at this. I noticed this a while ago. So this is just one part. I honor the purity of his heart and the clarity of his intentions, his noble soul, his power, wisdom, and compassion. Okay, it was longer than that, I'm pretty sure. But I have a feeling maybe she's taking advantage of that. Now, where is my button? Where's my button? Oh, here we go. And then look, here's him in the blue suit. First of all, on her channel, she's got a lot of pictures that are supposed to be her, that don't look like her, that have been really highly filtered and edited. Yeah, I know a lot of people have noticed that. And there's also photos suggesting that she's aging backwards because of that. Look, there's no alien implant. So a lot of this stuff falls apart. I'm tired of this live action role play. It isn't a game. You're right. And I'm tired of people treating it like one. Like, you don't just fake it till you make it. You know? So and I mean, Elena on here is talking about Genesis and the Bible and Yeshua, but it talks about the religions in the Bible and all that in here. You know, he doesn't get it all right, you know, the Claustrum Royal and the Christ and all that, but I don't know. Like, I remember I was reading something once from her, and she was like, we're wasting our precious, or we're using our precious life force. No, you've wasted your life force playing games. You know, that's the purity of my heart and soul and why it's kept me so young, because I don't play these fucking games. You know? So, I don't know. I don't know. I just wish it would stop, you know, and they'd be real, like I've been saying, yeah. But, I don't know. Like, I think Elena's just trying to grasp at any fans that she can get. So the Bible stuff in Genesis, connecting herself to the Anunnaki bloodline and all of this and that, you know. But it is what it is, and this is my report on that. And that's all I have to say. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you again soon. I don't know if this is going to be the end of the video or you're going to see me on like the full screen, but this might be after because I talked about it and then I'll put it in after. Oh, the reason why I said that that fella, I can't even remember his name now. I called him a wanker. It's because he's dressed like Indiana Jones. Not Matthias Stefano, but the other fella. He's dressed like Indiana Jones. Like that felt like to me if I was doing a documentary and I showed up dressed like Lara Croft. Like, I'd only do that as a joke, but he straight up looks like Indiana Jones with his pose and everything. I don't know, like, if that's his Spanish flair or what, but he's like, I know I'm wearing this hat. But again, that's why I wanted to dress up a little bit like tea time. Do you get it? Because I'm spilling the tea? Yeah. Well, anyway, there's my clever joke. Okay, take care, everyone. I'll talk to you again soon. And, yeah. I hope this is helpful. Because if we don't move past it, we're never going to get where we'd all like to be. Yeah. All right, then. Because what did I was in the kitchen? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And then I was like, yeah, okay. I'm trying. But it still needs to be corrected, you know? And this nonsense needs to stop. Yeah. So I think I've gone over everything, the fight for the money and the views, and we have the answers, and these ones are dark side, da 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 da. This is all ridiculous. This would never happen if these were truly proper beings behind who is speaking for them. Yeah? Okay. All right, well, enjoy your day, and I'm going to go get some other stuff done. I've been doing things in between recording these little clips. It's 3:57 p.m. now, so I've been doing stuff and like feeding the cats and doing the dishes and different things like that. But finally, I'm finished this part, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. You know, I know it's not the best news, but hopefully we can move forward somehow. And like I said, that I don't know how much faith I have in them for changing, but there's still some there. I don't think that they will be very willing to give up their fame and notoriety and, you know, the money and reputation. And this is why, like, people like being called doctor, you know, da 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 da, shit like that. So, but let's hope for a miracle, because miracles do happen, and I do believe in them. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye. Tea time. See you next time. Hi, everyone. It's me. How are you? Here I am in my fancy tea time outfit, darling. Cheers. So, again, I hope you're well. It's 2:08 p.m. on, I almost said October, April 2nd, 2026. I went for a walk, and I went to the weed store, and I had lunch, and I got ready, and here I am before you. I hope that you've liked and enjoyed the evolution of this video of me getting up, taking a shower, and now being fully dressed, like, you know, to the nines. I wouldn't go out like this unless it was to a fancy event or something, like a tea party out or whatever. But still, I thought it was fun, and so I put this on. Let's see. So there's been something that I wanted to say. Again, clearing up a series of videos that I will link together, okay? But going from the video The Longest Time, we are progressing into this here, right? So there is something that I wanted to say. And it may come out in bits and pieces. Of course, I don't rehearse these things, but I have been thinking about it. And because, like I said, what I wanted to see for the future and things like that. And even in the years past, when I started to speak up about these things, about my video that I showed you about Megan Rose, Elena DANAAN, deception, victims, legit, blah, 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 things like this, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know exactly what it was. In the end, it happens to be that everything pretty much has happened to every one of us in the same but in different ways, and it all comes from the same source, like I was explaining. Right before this part, you should see the part about the archons and such. So I really hope that I have made some connections, and good ones, that help people to see things in a little bit of a different perspective, okay? Because it is important. Now, the thing of it is a big part of this well, I'm going to ask David Wilcock for help, because look, literally right now, it says awakening in the dream. This here, our reality here, is the dream. When we wake up, that's the real reality. It's when we pass from this state. You can't cheat. You have to get there the proper way. Hold on, let me see if this is, I don't know why this is stalling. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to shut some things down. Okay, so it's called Awakening in the Dream, and that's why. Even on the back, it says, little did I know that within a few years, my lucid dreaming research would plunge me into a world that seems completely supernatural by most people's standards. I would agree. It says, I would eventually come into direct contact with an angelic, human-looking extraterrestrial. No, it wasn't. You came into contact with a custodian, which was directly responsible for your downfall, who helped me completely re-envision science and spirit into a new, greater, unified whole. No. It may have started out that way. Anyway, but he was onto something with this, and I just wanted to explain to you that when I was warning them back in the day, yes, I used the term Anunnaki because I didn't realize that there was kind of a name for a higher society than them. Even in Claudio Nocelli's books, he outlines that, about how it's the Custodians, then the Anunnaki. And so it kind of gave me this idea, again, with this, about how the hierarchy kind of is functioning. So, look, this was always a little bit uncomfortable for me, this part, so I held back on speaking on it for some time. But I don't want people to think that I don't like Stephen Cambion and Truth Seekers anymore, or that I don't like Perry and Brandon on Hidden in Plain Sight, because that's not true. I found that a lot of what they were covering was extraordinarily overwhelming for me, and so I had to step away from that. But one thing I wanted to say, and that I always wanted people to know, is that I wasn't there to make fun of, and this isn't to start beef with any of them, but I wasn't there to make fun of David Wilcock's sexuality, which I don't think that he is gay, and nor do I care. And I said to someone in my comments the other day, about Corey Good, and he's not gay. He has a wife and 2 kids, and I never thought those things were appropriate nor funny, you know. I never thought it was funny that David Wilcock got a divorce. I always thought that was very sad. And I remember how I felt happy for him when I saw his wedding photos. It gave me hope for me and the rest of us. You know, no offense to him. But, you know, he found his love later on in life, you see. So, and it was sad that it didn't work out, you know. But there may have been some unseen workings that he wasn't aware of that had these things happen, because I think many people can agree that David had a great potential at one time, you know. They'll work at you for a long time, these things, you know. They tried with me for a long time. I just wouldn't break. And I think in a way, maybe it impressed them a little bit. They've never harmed me. You know, these beings, these custodians, these higher society, I mean, they could have been them up in my building in 2017, I don't know. But I've noticed it for many years, and I tried to warn them. Maybe I didn't use the right name, you know. But it basically connects to everything. Like, it connects a little bit to the mission of the fallen angels. You know, we have kind of this element of these extraterrestrials breeding with human women. Heard that from Corey Good, Elena DANAAN. It was on Hidden Plain Sight. They were making fun of him because he was saying that the aliens were coming to have sex with all the old ladies. Oh my God. And you see that on Michael Sala's channel with these women that are on there crying about their extraterrestrial boyfriends. Again, this is an energy consumption thing. You know, they may give you some stuff to make you feel special and like, I'm getting information of an extraterrestrial being, but there's motive behind it. Yeah. So like I said, with the culling stuff and them preying upon my pain, like almost like picking at strings at a guitar, you know, you learn to recognize it though, you know. And I just want to say that if I am correct, which I feel very much that I am, I do hope that these people start come to realize it, you know, of what's happened. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it also doesn't make them as weak as maybe we might think so, you know, or selfish or greedy. You have to remember that they played on their guitar strings as well. And I think that it is a universal thing, even you yourself listening to me, right? You always wanted to find your perfect match too. Don't lie to me. Everybody wants that. You know, and I mean, unless you're Santos Bonacci and you've really had a bad experience. Didn't I tell you about what happened with that? He was talking about astrology one day in one of his lives, real quick. And he had said that astrology can help you find your perfect mate, your husband or wife. And so I started joking around, oh, Santos, help us, save us. We're a bunch of losers that can't get married. And all the whole chat got in on it, right? And finally he notices. And I was like putting like, help me, I need to find a husband, use your astrology power. And he's like, he thought I was talking about him. He goes, oh no, he goes, I'm not doing that again. Oh my God. And I'm not laughing at him, it's just his reaction. I thought to myself, oh my God, he must have had a bad experience, but he just mistook me for like thinking that I meant him. But that was really funny. I mean, some people aren't, for real. But can't you emphasize me here and have some compassion? This is a very normal thing. It's not weak. And it gets a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that they might be doing with the whole Claudio Nocelli thing. I'm not stupid. I'm just kind of enjoying the ride a little bit with that. But I am aware of what could be happening. And I'm getting it under control. I mean, you know, at least I'm not in denial about it or anything, you know. But still. So, yeah, I never thought that some of these things were funny. Like, does certain things need to be exposed to show people that they're not, like, you know, any better than anybody else? Yeah. And they've made some very serious mistakes. Yes. No one's perfect. I can't excuse some of these things, and I won't. And I know that it's going to take some time for people to stop being mad, but if you could only observe the bigger picture, you know, because if these people realize this, like Elena, Alex, Corey, and stuff like that, then we could change it around like that, you know. They get you to chase the money, you know, make the course. Didn't I show you before, and what we're going through earlier is how things repeat. And they're all doing the same thing. Write a book, make a course, do the YouTube thing, go on the thing. It repeats and repeats and repeats with all these different players. That's how they play the game. Confuse, control, divide. What was the other one I said? I can't remember, but I read it to you before. Control, confuse, divide, conquer. Divide and conquer. Because the confusion is the biggest part. You know, if you don't know which way to go, then you don't know exactly what to do, right? It just keeps you spinning around. And that's what was happening to me for years. Yeah. Going in circles. Because it all leads to the same source. Yeah. I think that I have shown real compassion. Like when I did my videos about Max and Sarah, like that's not fake, you know? Yeah. So like I said, I don't think we should condemn them. I think that they need to definitely apologize and make up for the things they've done and do the right thing and now tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And we could really get something done with this. That's what needs to be done. Instead of falling for these traps, money, fame, idolatry. Oh, I'm the one. Come to me. Watch my YouTube. Listen, I'm just trying to be a voice of reason in all this chaos. That's it. And I've always observed, but I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. Until I was able to put these pieces together. Now, there is a video I forgot to talk about when I was talking about the Galactic Federation. There's a video that Robert Zephyr did, and his research also suggests the same thing. There is this type of thing, but what it is exactly, he can't come to the conclusion either. It's, I think that may be a mask for what it actually is. It doesn't mean that it's super sinister. I mean, they may be trying to clean up a mess in the only way that they know how, through speaking through people sometimes, or helping initiate individuals to do it here on their own. It doesn't always have to do with some outside entity. You see? Yeah, like I've explained, that version that I saw that night on January 15th of 2015, the being of unknown origin in my room, that was me from a parallel world. It's a version of me, but we're not the same. It is also an egregore brought to life in a parallel reality of going one way or the other, left or right, right? It's a complicated thing, but I'm telling you that it took me a long time to realize what was happening with that and how it reflected. And it was really about choices. You know, if I had continued going down the road of the culling, I'm sure that things would have been a lot different. But the thing is that I was very, very much determined to find another way. And this was my solution. Yeah. I don't know, maybe some of them feel a certain amount of loyalty or thinking like they're going to get a ticket out of here by doing this, but they're not. This is all a giant test. Even for these people like that are doing really sinister stuff, like on Jeffrey's Island, yeah, and shit like that. That's all a test for all of these people. You know, you're not supposed to do this stuff, even though someone's handing you something. You don't need to fucking take it. I said that before about Helena Blavatsky and them. Just because they did this, you don't repeat it. And that's the test of it, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I tried to warn them. You know, I think the last one I went to again was Megan Rose, and I never heard a reply. I don't think that my comment even went through because she must have blocked me ages ago. But I am hoping, because what it does is they're going to have to drop some of their power. These people like Alex Collier, Elena DANAAN, you know, even the power that Claudio's gained through Helen Morris, you know, all of this stuff. They're going to have to sacrifice some of that. But what that does, it takes away the one's power above them. Remember I said, the greatest story, or the greatest weapon ever, is a story that's told. Okay? And I think that's what this whole disclosure thing has been. Yeah. It's a story. It's creation, you know? So, like I said, it doesn't mean that none of this is real. It just means that the sources that have mostly been fed, you know, it's quite the thing. But it can be fixed. But like, I can't do it myself. They're going to have to do it. You know? They're going to have to realize that this is happening and say no more. No more Archangel Michael, no more of this. Yeah? No more of Helen Morris, no more of that. Because like I said, it's these people that the Divine Creator made. You don't need to hide behind the alien. And it's just sad that in our world today that these people, you know, didn't have a choice. Be like, maybe they thought they were at first channeling an alien like Bashar, Veronica, but it's not. It's part of his higher self, his higher consciousness. It's him, really. But no one would go to see just him, some guy talking like that. No one would care. It had to have an alien. If Thorhan says so, then it gives it some authority, right? Yeah. So I know it's not the greatest, but it's salvageable. And hopefully my message will be heard by the right individuals that need to hear it. And if not, then I've done absolutely everything that I can thus far like this, you know? Yeah. Hey, Murph, you waking up, my girl? Did you have a good dream? She's meowing. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I really do hope and pray that, you know, they understand I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to help them. Like even that James fella that was Carla's husband. Why do I never remember that guy's last name? That's something else. And I remember every single time that I don't remember his name. Carla, who did the raw channelings, right? She passed away of cancer very tragically. That is so sad. And that could have been the thing. They'll get you. They'll pluck on your heartstrings, and they love pain because they'll manipulate you through it. like almost being like, oh, well, you can do this, and you're helping humanity, blah, 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 blah. They'll convince you of it. Yeah. I don't know. So, I think and feel that may be the end of today's video. It's quite long in several parts. I might have to do it in part 1 and 2. I don't know. Probably. But if you stuck with me this long, I'm very grateful. And I appreciate it. And again, my greatest hope is that it does some good. Oh, yes. So the other day I didn't because it's, well, I guess it makes me a bit nervous, but I suppose I just really wanted to inspire the heroes that they were meant to be. I don't want to hear any more stories like this. I want to know the truth. It wasn't very nice to find out that, like everything else, was kind of a deception and a bit of a trick. Well, so was this, But I guess I learned my lesson, I'm not mad at Claudio, It's weird. Like, I don't understand why these people made these choices. Why, I realize that I'm not all that financially intelligent, but they didn't quite end up doing what they intended. Like I was saying, the bigger you get on YouTube, the more you're giving the CEO elites of YouTube the monies, which is up the pyramid, which is two less from the custodians. So I don't understand how this is helping remove their power hold so that we can end this. But I don't understand because it's not in me, I wouldn't do those things, and I didn't realize they were doing them. And like I said, I held my book back because I was kind of like, not embarrassed, but like I got shy about it because I realized, oh, well, I thought everyone else was telling the truth too. And so now mine is very vulnerable and personal, yeah? Oops. But, c'est la vie, that's life. That's how it happened, and, But we can change things. Like, just because it's gotten to this point, it can be changed. There was actually, I might do a little bit more of a video because I have to show you something that on that page about protecting the truth. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that because she talks about Dark Fleet. And Dark Fleet, Corey Goode made up ages ago. So there was the Dark Fleet thing. Corey Goode. Oh, and Alex Collier's moment of weakness. So on Telegram, it's maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago, I'll have to bring it up. But Elena started kissing his ass real hard. And put like them in this blue suit, shiny suit picture, like to remind him, like, oh, this is the goal. You're going to look like this. Everyone. It was very alarming for me. But what I thought was that maybe Alex was having, like, not a moment of weakness in a bad way, but maybe he was starting to finally feel like maybe we should finally tell them what's really going on. If only they do. I don't think they realize that by doing so would bring the future that they want before they leave this world. Isn't that what they want? Because that's what's being held back by them doing this, and I don't think they realize it. I think like this heroic mission has clouded their vision of what's really happening. Yeah. I can feel it. So if he is, I really hope he breaks. Not in a bad way, but doesn't let her do that to him again. Because he's been at this his entire life. I'm sure it wouldn't be just for money or for nothing. It's from the heart. They have to remember the heroes that they wanted to be. It may not look like they hoped, and that's okay. That's okay. Because you're still the hero that you're meant to be. But you got to choose it. Not play games and write stories about it. Not just talk about it, but be about it. I know we have to survive in this world, but not like this. Not like this. Too much needless suffering. This is, I feel, what they want. This will cause enough of an awakening. They need to know exactly about what David was talking about here, about the other part of life. Hoarding it to yourself and pretending it's something that it isn't is unfair. For personal gain. Like, I know that I need help, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to lie to people for it. I ask for donations graciously, and I'm so grateful that I get them, because I wouldn't be able to make it through these months. But we don't need to do that. Why are you prospering at the expense of others this way? It's not fair. We all need to work in unity together. And if only they'd listen. I hope so. I truly hope so. You know? If I could bet on one of them, I'd bet on Claudio. Yeah, I would. I think that he may be shy, but that's okay. I believe in you. You can do it. That's what your initials are. C-A-N. Claudio Angel Nocelli. C-A-N. You can do it. And I can do anything too. You know? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I would have realized that if it wasn't for that map. You know? And yes, I was hoping that he would be the treasure at the end of it for me. But it's okay that he's not. And I don't want him to feel uncomfortable about it. And I'm really sorry. You know? He could have a wife and kids. Oh, humiliation. I wouldn't be surprised. You know who it was? It was them. The Custodians. They're going to laugh and relish in it. The fuckers. Anyway, darlings. Anyway, I'm really glad that you joined me today. And I hope that I've expressed myself well enough and properly, because it's definitely not easy. You know, I've spent a lot of time being mad, and I don't want to be mad anymore. I just want to understand, and I want to move past it, and I don't want this bullshit anymore. And I think no one does. No one's interested in hearing stories like this anymore. And I'm sorry. I know you guys worked really hard. You're great creators, but this is not the way. It's not. I mean, it was helpful for some time, but please be the heroes that you were meant to be, and do the right thing. Tell the whole truth, the nothing but the truth, so help you God, and watch the magic happen. That's what they know you won't do, because they can see into your heart. You've got to. You've got to. I do believe in all of you. And I do love you. If I didn't, I wouldn't fight for you. So, now that I've gotten a little bit emotional, cheers. I do wish you all a good day. I froze there for a second. And I will talk with you all again soon. And hopefully it'll be a lighter, happier topic. But at least the outfit was happy and light and flowery. Oh, but I guess I will have to show you what it looks like from all the way. And then we will go. Okay? It's not easy for me to show emotion. And a lot of people probably think I'm a goddamn fool. And that's okay. Because I'd rather be a fool who tried than a fool who did not. Yes? Fine. All right, well, let's look at my little fancy garden tea time dress. Ooh, this is the dress, and it has a cute little belt I matched with it. I'm going to move it this way, like usual. And so here it is. I'll have to back up. I'll have to turn up the brightness and all that, but here it is. And I have these shoes. These shoes. Can't really see me that well, eh? Dang it, Bobby. Well, I did my best. My fancy hat, fluffy dress. It's just about to, almost to the ankle. Here, look. Oh, I lost a shoe. See? So it's like this. It's a really cute length. Yeah. And I have those beige shoes on, so I can't afford the nail salon, so my feet, and that was my legs clapping together, by the way. Smack! But yeah, so there's my fancy outfit with my shoes. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed that, my fancy tea time outfit. I do love cute little dresses. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a great day. And, well, like I said, I'll see you again soon, and hopefully it's, lighter topics. But I had to get this out there and off my chest because, well, sometimes I wake up thinking about it, and I know why. It's because I need to speak on it. And then once I do speak on these things, and it freaking goes away, all the things that I needed to say about it, But I hope people can take this into consideration, I'm not saying to excuse everything that's been done. I mean, David made his bed. Now he's going to have to lay in it, like I said before. Going to have to make a lot of sacrifices and get back what you got. Unfortunately, But that's the consequence, I suppose. And, well, I do pray for him. Because when I seen him last, he really wasn't looking so great. And I just hope that, that maybe that Stephen and Perry and Brandon will lay off him a little bit about the whole gay thing and torturing him about his wife and stuff like that. Because it would be horrible and a tragedy if, he did something to himself because of it, yeah? Yeah. Because remember, that is what they want. Yeah, I know it, okay? So that's why I say it, because I've seen it, yeah? Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here once again. And if Claudio does come out and speak, because he might, I hope he does, be kind to him, eh? Don't be too mean to him. Like, I made some really good videos about a closer look at his work. I mean, it really is phenomenal. His creation is great. Even though I didn't read that much of it, it's a lot for me. And what I did have, was quite good. So, yeah. I really want to try to fix it. I know some people will just want to throw it out. But all of these people are not useless. It's just, well, like Alex Collier, you need to recalibrate your route. I didn't even remember he said that when I was like, just recalibrate. But it's all connected. I just didn't realize it. Even some of the things that I do and say, I don't realize it because I'm just following how I feel inside and how, I guess, the divine creator leads me. Like I said, in the beginning, I was like, well, what the fuck you want me to do? That's not how I actually addressed them. And I was told to tell the truth, be myself, that's it. Remember? Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I just followed that feeling, right? So, got to remember, I was going to call 3/4 of humanity. So, I mean, it was because they told me that we were going to get rid of all the evil. What I didn't realize that our definition of evil was very different, right? So again, I talked about that in my Culling video. I didn't want to keep going over that over and over again because I was warning people for ages, even before I knew about the reset thing in Claudio's books. I didn't know about that. It just kind of matched up, So, yeah. All right. I'm rambling now and I want to go. But take care and thank you so much for being here, okay? I really hope that this makes a difference. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Ta-ta! See you next time. Bye!